One boys and girls team in the area battle to keep their place on top. Could they hang on? An exciting finish is sure to bring you out of your seat. It's all next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. He's going down the right sideline. He's almost up.
Today's show is brought to you by the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Geico, and Papa John's.
Hi, and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. Last Sunday, we tried to show you the top-ranked Spalding's boys basketball team in action, but a winter storm postponed the game. Well, Spalding was still #1 when we finally caught up with them last week against 4th-ranked Towson Catholic. Could Spalding still maintain his spot as #1? Let's take a look at the action.
The #4 Owls were looking to knock the #1 Cavaliers off their perch Friday night before a capacity crowd at Spalding. And the Owls' Keith Jennifer wasted no time getting them started with this drive to the bucket. Isaac Brooks answers with a 3 of his own. He would finish with 13 on the night as the Cavaliers were looking to raise the roof. Despite trailing by as many as 15 during the contest, Towson Catholic showed why they're a force in the Catholic League with strong inside play by senior Steve Johnson. He'd lead the Owls with 15 for the contest. Cavaliers standout Derek Snowden kept the Owls off balance with drives to the bucket for 2 of his 12, and the Cavs would take a commanding 9-point lead into the intermission. The Cavaliers would increase the lead in the second half with help from Serbian native Alexander Pavlovich. He'd finish with 15, but the Owls fight back and take the lead at the end of the third with this amazing half-court shot by Steve Johnson at the buzzer. Could the upset be brewing? It was 54-52 TC. The lead went back and forth through the fourth. With time expiring in regulation, Darren Johnson takes the nice feed from James Bowen. He puts it up and in to send the contest into overtime. The lead would change hands 6 times in the extra period before Derek Snowden takes control, puts the rock up and in for the dramatic overtime win over a tough Towson Catholic squad.
Now let's take a look at some other results on the Geico Direct scoreboard.
The #10 Mustangs from Meade trotted into Patriot Land to take on #15 Old Mill. Senior guard Noel Cruz started the Patriot March with this 4-footer along the baseline. He would finish with 9 points. But the Mustangs put some horsepower behind their offense after the nice steal by Mel Montgomery. He'll thread the needle to Terrell Ross, who goes up for the slam. Ross would lead all scorers with 17 on the night, with glides like this to the bucket for the deuce. Jason Galloway then closes the Meade lead to 7 before halftime with precision outside shooting, including this 3. Count it. The Mustangs ahead 32-25 at the break. The Patriots closed the margin in the second half after trailing by as many as 14 with follow-up plays under the net. Craig Hall would lead his team with 16 following the miss, and Old Mill was back in the hunt. And Noel Cruz would cut the Mustang lead to 5 with this 15-footer, but the Mustangs would take flight once again. Jeff Charles goes in strong on the baseline. Who needs jelly when you have jam as sweet as this? The Mustang fans enjoying the show. And how about one more for your money? Terrell Ross goes sky high for this mighty deposit. But with time running out, Hall finds the handle and goes up strong to tie the game with under 20 seconds left in the contest. With only a few ticks left on the clock and the score knotted at 59, the Patriots looking for the game winner. But Eric Brown sneaks in the back door, steals the Thunder on the rock. He races to the bucket for the game winner. Meade holds on for the W in this Anne Arundel County barn burner. We shuffle into the city on the home of the #6 Knights, taking on the #11 Bulldogs from Southern. Ryan Galloway goes along the line for 2 of his 17 as City was looking for their 9th win of the year and their share of first place. Southern, struggling in their last 3 contests, will get help from star forward Isaiah Johnson. He'll hit this 13-foot J. But City's Jamal Akanbi answers right back with a drive of his own for the deuce, and the Knights went up on top by 3. But Johnson and the Bulldogs, who started the year as the #2 team in the area, stayed on City's heels. Johnson sank 11 in the contest. Good defense and outlets like this one to Todd Galloway keep the Dogs at bay. Galloway put 11 through the hole. This one good for 3. And the Knights would stay on top by 3 going into intermission. Ryan Galloway would share game-high honors with 17 points as he rams it on home, 25-22. In the second half, brother Todd Galloway lights things up with 3-pointers. The Knights would try to pull away, but Darryl Dorsey says not so fast. He'll follow his own miss with the nice touch to keep the Knights in the ball game. But Dominic Fulcher, who also scored 17, takes this nice alley-oop on the inbounds play. The Knights were still storming. The Bulldogs, Darryl Dorsey says, how about this driving rain? He'll go to the well for 2 of his 10 points. And City trailed by only 2 with just over a minute to go in the game. But City was just too strong. They would score 11 points in the final minute of play and hand Southern their 4th straight defeat.
When we come back, this area's top 2 girls basketball teams met in a big showdown. McDonough, St. Mary's is Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week. And it's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. Welcome back. When McDonough and St. Mary's met last week, it was a girls' basketball game that needed no hype. Top-ranked McDonough was undefeated and had a 32-game winning streak. Second-ranked St. Mary's also went into the game without a loss. McDonough, St. Mary's is Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week. Before we join David Goldman at the game, let's look at this week's classroom stars. First, from St. Mary's, we salute Maria Smear, a senior guard who sports a 4.2 grade point average. And from McDonough, we tip our hat to Jasmine Norton, also a senior guard who carries a 3.2 GPA. Now let's go courtside for the action.
The number 2 Saints from St. Mary's welcomed in the state's best team, McDonough, to their little corner of the world for a showdown fixing to be the best of the season. And that's exactly what it was. Katie Nelson of the Eagles got off to a soaring start with 3 of her 17 on the night. But the Saints, anchored by center Felicia Holloway, show why they're unbeaten on the year. She'll make this nice turnaround move to the bucket. She would end with 10 points. But all-everything guard Vicky Brick shows why she can do it all. She'll dance around defenders through the lane for 2 of her 22 points. And then she'll go to the strike for 1 more. How about a little defense, she says. She'll pick this one off and race to the bucket. The Eagles looking for their 33rd straight win. But the Saints, led by their game-high scorer, Emily Lipton, were determined to make the Eagles work for it. She'll move in for 2 of her 16 points. But Brick seemed to have an answer for that. She'll sink this 17-footer and give McDonough a 7-point lead at halftime. But the Saints' Amy Mulligan would again bring the Saints marching back with this 15-footer of her own. Nothing but net. And Maria Smear puts 2 of her 10 in the hole with this soft touch in the middle, and that would close the gap. But speaking of touch, Katie Nelson shows why she's one of the best pure shooters in the league. She'll bury this 3, and the Eagles remain on top. Terry Daniels puts the spark to the plug. She'll rally the Saints to within 5 with this hook in the lane. She would add 10 on the night. But standout center Gracia Sapero, who stayed quiet in the first half, came in the second with a roar. She had 14 points of her own. And the Saints hang close as Emily Lipton will find Amy Mulligan inside for 2. But Greischele, who added 10 of her points in the 4th quarter alone, shows her range from the outside with this 16-foot J. The Eagles fans enjoying the ride. Greischele again takes it to the hole and drains it, but the Saints were not finished yet. Maria Smear would tie the game with this power move to the bucket. We were locked at 42 apiece heading into the 4th quarter. But the Eagles would own the final 8 minutes. Brick would step it up one last time as the high-flying Eagles remain undefeated and remain the area's number 1 team.
Our girls they wanted to win that game incredibly. I mean, they worked so hard, and I thought they showed an enormous amount of determination, particularly in the 4th quarter. They came over and they said, all right, this is it. It's a new ball game, and this is the time to do it.
We knew, I have friends on the other team. I know it's a real fierce rivalry. We knew it wasn't going to be an easy game.
But McDonough got itself together and outscored the Saints 21-12 in the final quarter. McDonough has now been undefeated since December of '97. Reporting from St. Mary's High School, I'm Dave Goldman for the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
Thanks, David. The year before Tony Martin took over as boys basketball coach at Spalding, the team had won just 3 games. 3 years later, Martin has taken Spalding to new heights as the Baltimore Sun's top-ranked team. How did the 34-year-old coach build a local power? Let's meet Tony Martin, the Toyota Coach of the Week.
I've kind of been able to do some things from the ground up. 1 year of ball. I've had 3 years as a fresh soft coach, 5 as a JV coach, and now 3 as a varsity. So at every level, it's been exciting for me because I'm constantly learning and trying to become a better coach.
And Tony Martin can't do much better than what he's done with the #1 Cavaliers, 13-2. In only their 2nd season in the Baltimore Catholic League, Tony has relied on a simple philosophy to take his team to the top on and off the court.
This is a voluntary job, basically. You know, we certainly probably lose more in gas money than the coaching stipends pay you. So we don't want to deal with headaches and knuckleheads. We want good kids who have aspirations to be student athletes, that if they're good enough to go to the next level, if not, they'll be good people in the community.
And how does Tony feel about his kids and his program today?
I'm excited. I'm excited. When you put that kind of effort and time that's been put into our program, I think we're on the rise, and there's no reason this school shouldn't be really good for a number of years.
Congratulations, Tony Martin. Now let's meet some of this area's best student athletes.
Coming up next is the Best Buy Plays of the Week on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. Yeah!
Each week, Toyota and the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show will recognize outstanding male and female athletes of the week. Today's winners are Erica Haywood of the Towson Catholic girls basketball team. The center is averaging a triple-double in points, rebounds, and blocks. And James Laubach of the Overly Wrestling team. James recently upset the state's top-ranked wrestler in the 130-pound weight class. We salute Erica and James, the Toyota Athletes of the Week.
I look for the ball every time down the court, and I like to be a leader and to give anyone advice and help them out whenever they need it.
And Erica Haywood has been dishing out advice, rebounds, points, and block shots all season long for the AISB Division Owls. This 6'1" junior had 3 triple-doubles last week, totaling 55 points, 68 rebounds, and 45 block shots. Still, she always sees room for improvement.
I really want to improve a lot so I can play Division I in college. So just as long as I improve and get my stats up each year, that's basically what I want to do.
And that improvement may come with the help of her coach, who just happens to be her dad. Does this mean he's harder on her?
I'm sure he is, definitely, but it's just because he wants me to get better, and he knows that if he's hard on me, that'll make me push myself harder.
I'm demanding, and I'll get out there and I'll play on her, and I'll rough her up just to show her what she's going to get, and then she's ready, you know, to go out and play. But she's a fun kid to watch. If I weren't her father, I would still say she's an outstanding kid to have on your team, because she's always trying to improve. She'll talk to the boys. She'll learn moves under the basket. She's a good ball handler for her size. She runs the court well. She's just a pleasure to coach.
Well, Coach, we congratulate Erica, our Toyota Female Athlete of the Week.
This season, I thought I'd do a lot better than I did last year. Last year, I did all right as a freshman, and I stepped up and beat a couple of tougher kids. It gave me the chance to wrestle tougher kids this year than it did last year. Gave me the chance to show my ability on the mat.
And James Laubach's ability on the mat propelled him to 8 near-fall points and a 14-3 upset over Pat Ortman of Arundel for the 130-pound title in the Arundel Invitational and the #3 ranking in the state. And what does he think about that?
It's not really too much of a big deal. Just go out and wrestle every day. You don't think about the rankings. That doesn't matter. If you're good enough to win it, you'll win it no matter what the rankings are.
And James's coach thinks he may be good enough to go all the way to the top. Why?
He's willing to go out and wrestle anybody and try to wrestle his style, which is good, because that's what happened at that match last weekend. He went out, he knew he was wrestling #1 boy in the state, and he wrestled his style, and he came out on the top.
Congratulations, James Laubach, for being on top as our Toyota Male Athlete of the Week. Our highlight reel this week comes without the peanut butter, but certainly not the jam, says Meade's Terrell Ross, who brings it on down. And down for the ball goes City's Dominic Fulcher, who sprints to the table for his jam sandwich. How about this feed to Brick, who says, "I'll put that in the oven." But this one is worth seeing again from the Spalding-Towson Catholic Showdown. Steve Johnson puts the Owls on top at the buzzer. It's an incredible shot, which we honor as our Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week.
This week's Best Buy Best Cheer comes courtesy of the Patriots from Old Mill. Ladies,
When we come back, we'll meet this week's Papa John's featured student athlete. Old Mill junior Victor Thillet had never run competitively before the 9th grade. But last winter, his sophomore year, Victor had already won the county, regional, and state indoor track championships in the 3,200 meters. Let's meet Victor Thillet, our Papa John's featured student athlete.
I study every runner I run against, so I know what they can do. I never, underestimate them. As long as I run my best, there's nothing I can do about it. Coaches cheer me on either way. Team's always there for me.
humble, quiet, and extremely talented may be the best way to describe junior track star Victor Thillet. He is the defending Anne Arundel County and state indoor and outdoor champ in the 3,200-meter run, which earned him Performer of the Year honors last season, an accomplishment many athletes would brag about, but not Victor.
Yeah, I'm pretty quiet. I don't like to be conceited of that. I don't like to talk about what I can do.
Vic is a man of few words. He lets his lightness speak for him.
And when he puts on the jets like those that fly overhead near the school, he's tough to beat. In fact, he's never been beaten in the 3,200. And at last weekend's Arundel meet, he won the 800 and 1,600 as well. Not bad for a soccer player who never ran a race until his freshman year.
Since I was about 8, I started playing soccer. And when I came to high school, my friend's mother interested me into running track.
And although he has no plans to give up soccer in the fall to run cross country, Victor is committed to working hard both on and off the track to earn a Division I scholarship as a runner, and more importantly, as a student next year.
Track is only going to go so far for me. After that, then I have to find something else to do. Find out what I want to do in life.
In the meantime, Victor will continue to do what comes natural, go all out.
He is very dedicated. He does all of his workouts. He never whines. He never complains. I've never heard a word out of him about being sick or having a headache. And some kids, when they have a hangnail, you know, they don't want to do the work. But, you know, have some kids that are talented and don't work hard, and some that work hard and don't have any talent. But he's got the whole package.
Well, that's it. Thanks for watching the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. We'll be back next week. For the inside scoop on the 2 NFL Conference Championship games being played today, read the Sun tomorrow. And for the latest on high school sports, read the Sun every day. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. Until next Sunday, have a great school week ahead.
Our Prep Athlete Awards are courtesy of Larry Beck, the Trophy King.